Butterfly effect? Oh my god. This episode from the Loud House sucks. I will tell you the reasons why I hate this episode in my opinion. The episode starts while Lincoln is practicing his yo-yo tricks, when his yo-yo flies off of his finger, and into Lisa's bedroom, breaking the beakers on her desk, and spilling their contents. Fearing how angry Lisa might be when she finds out what he did, Lincoln decides not to tell her who did it, asking what's the worst that can happen? And removes the evidence from the scene. Afterward, a stray drop from one of Lisa's formulas causes an explosion that blows a hole that exposes Lori and Leanie's closet. While overseeing the damage, Lori finds a signed photo of Bobby on Leanie's side of the closet, which Leanie claims was her 88-day anniversary gift that she forgot to give to her. Lori assumes the two have been dating each other behind her back, and angrily disowns Leanie. She storms out of the room and slams the door behind her, causing the coat rack in the closet to fall on Leanie's head, knocking her unconscious. When she awakens, Lincoln and Lisa discover that the concussion had made Leanie even smarter than Lisa, as evidenced when she corrects Lisa on a complex equation she believed she had solved correctly. Feeling that her world has been shattered, Lisa gives up on science and gets a job as a gas station attendant at Flips Food and Fuel. Later, Lynn comes home, enraged that she just got kicked off every one of her sports teams due to her failing school, since Lisa no longer tutors her, and angrily kicks her soccer ball, which hits Lola in the face. Lola gets a hideously swollen nose from the hit, which makes her think she looks like a monster. When Lincoln tries to encourage Lola not to say that, she runs back upstairs in despair but accidentally trips on the last step, causing her to fall face first on the floor, and lose all but one of her teeth, much to her despair. Lincoln tries to convince Lisa to come back, but she refuses, especially when Leanie shows up, arrogantly boasting that she won the Nobel Prize for inventing a car fueled by apple juice, and got accepted into Harvard, which she then drives off to. Back home, Lola has decided to run away to avoid being reminded of her former beauty while Lana, not wanting to suffer like her, decides to walk around in a plastic bubble for her own protection. Meanwhile, Luna records a music video she wrote about her family falling apart. It becomes so successful that Mick Swagger recruits her to join his tour. Lincoln tries to call Clyde to help him fix the insanity he caused, but he can't because now, since Lori broke up with Bobby, she's dating him for the rebound and they are skydiving together, much to Lincoln's disgust. Luann enters Lincoln's room to announce that she's giving up comedy to become an activist, due to watching too much cable news following Luna's departure, since she no longer has anyone to try her jokes out on. She has also liberated all of Lana's pets, who all run wild throughout the house. While trying to subdue the rampaging animals, Lincoln watches several reports on the news detailing the fates of his sisters. Luna has been kicked off the Mick Swagger tour after destroying her hotel room in a rage. Luann has chained herself to a giant redwood tree, and Lynn and Lola are on the lam after robbing the gas station Lisa works at. Lucy appears, announcing to Lincoln that she is now a vampire from being bitten by Lana's liberated bat, and she turns into one herself. At his wit's end, Lincoln figures that he still has to save his remaining sister, Lily, only to find that she's not in her crib. Instead, Lisa's spilled chemicals have caused her to grow into a giant where she lifts up the roof so she can grab Lincoln and devour him. Suddenly, everything cuts back to before Lincoln removed the evidence, revealing all the chaos was only Lincoln imagining a worst-case scenario for not telling Lisa. Lisa enters the room, causing Lincoln to confess that he ruined her experiment. However, instead of being angry, Lisa's happy and hugs Lincoln when Lincoln expresses confusion as to why Lisa isn't mad. She explains that she was actually hoping for something like this to happen as part of an experiment she was doing. Lisa's also happy that Lincoln did the right thing by confessing to what he did instead of lying to her or just not telling her about it. Lincoln's relieved that things are normal in the house, only to see, to his horror, Lori and Clyde riding by on a tandem bike. apparently having gotten married. And that's why I hate this episode. If you haven't seen it, don't watch it. It's a waste of time. I don't know who likes or hates this episode. So I'm gonna leave it be. So screw Butterfly Effect. And screw Brawl in the Family. Game Boys is 6,366,363,663,636,633 times better than Butterfly Effect. End of rant.